Good morning, it's Rachel Smith, the Business Grower. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We've got lots of new people coming to join us in Live Your Abundant Life as well. So you're very, very welcome. So today we are going to be talking about selling. And this is such an important topic. It's got me thinking actually. So let's see what comes up. So as you join us, come and say hi. This will be a very engaged piece. This isn't just me sitting here and sharing my wisdom. This is me very much getting you thinking about selling and becoming more comfortable with sales. Morning, Jen. Lovely to see you here, as always. So why are we talking about maximising sales this week? Well, as much as it would be lovely to rock up in our businesses and not sell, if you have a fear of selling, that's exactly the opposite of what needs to happen. At the end of the day, we are running a business. We are running a business to be profitable. And we'll have a look at that in a minute, look at the reasons why we're running it to be profitable. So we do need to be making sales, and we need to be really comfortable with selling, and we need to be doing selling regularly. And I remember when I was struggling in my business that I wasn't being proactive in my selling at all. And that was kind of before live video was about as well. So actually live video gives us a great opportunity to look at this and, get out there and sell as well. So one of the reasons why I'm talking about this is because a couple of weeks ago when I ran the Money Breakthrough sessions, I shared that there was a piece of research done recently by the British Women's Council. Don't quote me on that, but basically they undertook a piece of research and it discovered that in the UK alone, so the UK alone, so if you live somewhere else, this is likely to also be happening. But in the UK alone, there was over £1.2 million of untapped revenue that female entrepreneurs were failing to call in. So we're going to look at the reasons why that might be. And if this is resonating with you, I would love to hear as well. So you can kind of boost. Morning, Carol. Great to see you here. So you can talk to me, whatever you want to do via the chat box. You can send me some thumbs and some hearts if this is resonating with you. But really, my question has been around the Money Breakthrough sessions and around this is, do you feel that you are maximising your own selling opportunities, your own opportunities to increase your sales? Because that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm going to share 3 strategies that you can use in your business this week that will see you getting out there and maximising your sales. So why did the research identify that women struggle with calling in the revenue? And I'm going to talk about my own experience. I'm going to share the experience of the women that I get to speak to and the women that I get to work with as well. So what I see happening, and some of this is from my own personal experience as well, is that we start off in our businesses, and for many of us, is that we've got a real passion. We've maybe not decided to become a millionaire. That wasn't the sole reason why we actually started up in our business. Morning, Anna, lovely to see you here. The reasons why many of us started our businesses is because maybe we had a change direction. So maybe we had an opportunity to change our careers. Maybe we had, for me, it was like a crossroads situation where I knew that I could continue down one path, but it didn't feel right. And this was my opportunity to change things fully. But yeah, so Jen's saying that she's okay face-to-face with selling, but how can she actually take that into the online presence? So we'll be looking at that as well. So many of us have started off in our businesses to follow our dreams and follow our passions. But it's a scary old thing, isn't it, running a business, especially in the early days, especially when you haven't got certain things like selling nailed. And it can, all that enthusiasm and all of that kind of hope and dreams of just being able to rock up online, create some content, maybe share a blog post once a week, all of that kind of I'll just have this beautiful website and everybody will come flocking to me, kind of starts to ebb away after the kind of weeks and months pass by and you realise that you are not generating the sales that you want. Then, of course, we've got access to the whole wide world, and we've got access to everybody else telling us about how amazing their businesses are and how they're just calling money in left, right and centre, and how amazing they are at their business. And it can start to chip away at our own self-confidence that we can actually make sales in our business. And just like Jen said, you know, she's found a way to make sales face-to-face, but she kind of struggles, has some beliefs around adapting that to generating sales online. So for Jen, you know, if you're thinking about this, you know, that the only way that she can go out there and generate sales successfully is to go and be face-to-face. That would mean that Jen would be spending, you know, like 50-60% of her time going out there and meeting people face-to-face. And it's not a really effective way of running a business, because Jen also needs to do lots of other things in her business, like work with her clients. So we need to be able to sell in all sorts of different ways and in a really, really comfortable way. And I'm going to share those 3 strategies with you today about how you can to do that really easily. So also some of the other things that women struggle with is having clarity about what on earth they are selling. So it is highly likely that they've put an awful lot of effort into their website. They've maybe crafted a work with me button, and they've got some kind of standalone products. And, you know, perhaps at the time they were really excited about those products and it felt like the right thing to do. Perhaps you'd seen other people who had a similar business to you, and you was like, oh, right, okay, that's what people want. So you created those and crafted those. And then they sit on your website and nothing else really kind of happens. We also struggle as female entrepreneurs with focus. You know, we are busy people. We are often the ones running the household. You might be raising children. You may be looking after other people. You might have a role within the community. It is very likely that you are doing other things apart from just running your business. So focus is a tricky one for us. Pricing is another thing. If you are still using pricing system where you are exchanging your time for money, that means that the only time that you can generate money is when you are working. And that becomes really, really exhausting. But there are lots of fabulous ways that you can create money. So we can talk about that as well if you want to know more ways. With pricing comes fear as well. The fear of like being good enough, getting your pricing right, the fear of what people might think of you, the fear of going out there and sharing people's, you know, your price with people. Oh my God, there is so much with fear. Your self-belief that you can actually go out there comfortably and confidently and talk about your products and your services. Kind of your confidence that you are as good as the next person, that you've got something additional to offer, something that's amazing to offer. And therefore, when we are in a place of fear, that's when we stop being consistent. You might get like a jolt of inspiration and you go out there for maybe 3 or 4 days and you're consistent in your business and then nothing happens. So then we kind of run away into our businesses, switch everything off, have a little moment of panic and round and round we go. So consistency is another key one that women struggle with. To be consistent and to be consistent even when like people aren't engaging with them or when they're not getting any traction on their sales. But the number one key challenge that I see women struggling with is actually becoming proactive with selling. So I would love to hear from the women who are here now and the women who are watching this back live on the recording is, how proactive are you in your selling? Because I'd like to give you some some little stories that's happening with my clients at the moment is that I've got a lot of new people who've come and worked with me just for a really short period of time. And one of my things that I'm really clear about is being consistent, taking aligned action and selling. And my guys are doing amazing. All of a sudden, they are finding that they can actually call in sales because they've got clarity, they've got focus, they're working on their self-belief, and they're consistently going out there and they're connecting with their audience and they're nurturing that relationship, and then they're going out there and they're creating some amazing offers. And guess what? People are putting their hands up and people are coming and buying those products and services. So they are learning the art of being like very graceful in their business, and they're learning the art of being proactive in their sales. And this might be an obvious one, but there are lots of women I know who are not being proactive in the sales. And I kind of described a scenario, didn't I, where you've got a beautiful website and you sat behind it and nothing else is happening, and you may be creating 1 or 2 pieces of content, you're spending the rest of the week worrying about where your next client's coming from, worrying about money, worrying about the lack of sales, and spending a lot of time comparing yourself to the other people who are online who look like they've got it nailed. Yeah, so Anna's saying she's consistent in her visibility and I've had good sales, but I find the offers and constant generating sales opportunity more difficult than I think. Interesting. So Anna, here's a question for you. When you get into being proactive with your sales, how does that feel for you? So when you have clarity about what your offer is, and you start to take a launch and a promotion of that forward, and you start to generate some traction in your business, how does that feel? So Carol's saying, I'm just getting my head around this at the moment, I'm spinning my wheels and I need to get some offers my students want. Absolutely. And like I said, I'm definitely talking from my own experience as well. I spent a lot of time in my business doing everything right, but actually not going out there and creating sales. And yeah, so Anna's saying that when she has got the offer right, and when she's going out there and she's launching, when she's created it, launched it and selling it, and she's getting that kind of traction in her business, she feels amazing. It's really high vibe. It's really high vibe. And the next level of high vibe is actually, and Anna's experienced this, is that when you actually start to work with those clients, they've come and paid, and then they come and work with you, and they love it. That's another total high vibe. And that's what happens when you start to sell really gracefully, is that you can step into the ability to create an offer, go out there, sell it, deliver it, and kind of keep in that vibe. And there's some really smart things that you can do in your business, so you don't have to constantly be kind of selling. And Anna, I know we've got a call with our mastermind group in just over an hour's time, and that's maybe something that you and I need to have a look at, where we can start to generate something that allows you to have reoccurring income, so you're not actually having to go out there and sell something the whole time, because not everybody has the energy to actually do that. So I said I was going to share 3 strategies to get you maximizing your sales this week. So who is excited about the thought of generating sales in their business this week? Because that's what I want for you to do. And this is exactly what my clients are encouraged to do all the time, which is to be really proactive in your selling activities. Yeah, so Jen has come on and said that she wants to understand how she can sell beautifully online. And I'd say for you, Jen, it's about thinking about what is the best way for you as Jen to actually show up online. Is it through written content? Is it through lives? Is it through some other way? And it's about deciding on so the number 1 element of this strategy is choosing a product or a service that you have or that you want to create that you feel in complete alignment to create. So this might be something that you've had in the past. So this is when you can look back to your sales figures and actually look at the things that have sold really well for you, really easily for you in the past. And you're thinking, yeah, I absolutely love delivering that. So you might have an existing product or service that you've kind of forgotten about. Maybe it's on, been put on the shelf, but you want to kind of bring it back to life. Or perhaps you have a new product in mind that you're really, really excited about. And this is a product or service that not just that you're excited about, but your warm audience is looking for. So in this week, I'm promoting the Graceful Hustle, which is 6 weeks of private coaching with me. I've also just created an upsell for the fabulous ladies who are in my mastermind, which is just about to come to an end. But I've got a fabulous upsell offer for those. So that's just been created. I'm creating the details of my next live event, which is happening in April. And then I've got something else in my head that I'm going to actually create as well. So how many offers is that? Is that 4 offers? But this is what happens sometimes. Sometimes it's just, really taking a moment, just pausing for a minute and thinking about your warm audience, the people who you already have, that you've been nurturing a relationship with. What are the things that they are struggling with? And if you don't know, go and ask them. Just create a poll. Just go, just ask them what they're struggling with, and create something that's like a hell yes offer for them and for you. Yeah, so Jen says that it might be the warm audience that I might be lacking in. So Jen, your very first thing might be about how you can generate a relationship, a connection with your warm audience. What can you do to actually create that kind of connection with your audience that really resonates with you, but really resonates with them as well? And then, you quickly build that up, and then you can kind of implement the first step. The second step is to what we've just been talking about, really, is about getting to a point where you are connecting with your warm audience. So I want you to think, it's kind of like when we mean a warm audience, this is somebody who has kind of known you for a little while. So thinking to somebody like Jen, who does a lot of face-to-face selling, so it might be people who haven't been buying from you recently that you want to go back to and create like a welcome back offer. This could be somebody that you've met at an event that you've not followed up, or you followed up but you've not heard from them and you want to go back and remind them. One of my coaches always said that you did follow up until you received a no from people. That's a bit of a judgment strategy, isn't it? It's whenever you're creating, launching and selling something, you kind of want to go from beyond your own comfort point, but you need to make a judgment of when somebody really is not interested, and there's probably only you that knows that. So really start to think about how you can nurture your audience so that they are getting really excited about what you talk about, what you've got on offer. And then it's about becoming proactive in selling to that warm audience. So that's the second strategy, is instead of having everything beautiful on your website, if you've got like an offer on your website that you absolutely love, I really want to encourage you this week to be very proactive in going out there and calling your audience in. And that can be a series of lives like this, where you're creating content, but you have a call to action at the end. And I'll be completely honest, I've got a call to action, obviously, at the end of this. I've just told you I've got 4 amazing products coming up, one of which I won't be proactively selling to the rest of my group, because it's just for a very small group of very special women, and some of those women are on here now. So it's really about having a call to action and starting to build your confidence up in being able to use that call to action as a sales activity. So let me know how that feels. How does it feel to think about being proactive with selling this week and using the content, whether that's a live or written content, to actually be your call to action to come and work with you? So Anna's saying that she did a poll last week and got great response. Yes. Same old procrastination, of course it is. We are human beings. We go round and round and round and round, and it's just something that we need to, awareness is the greatest tool, isn't it? Once you're aware of it, Anna, you can actually just go, right, okay, I understand what I'm doing now. This is what I'm committing to. So here we are on Monday. We're not even halfway through March. And there's still so much money-making opportunities here. And remember what I said right at the beginning of this, is that there's over £1 million of untouched revenue that female entrepreneurs are failing to call into their business. And if we wanted to reframe that, we could reframe it and say that there's, what does that mean? Is that there's over 1 million opportunities that we're failing to make to our soulmate clients. we're failing to support them in their life and in their dreams and in their businesses. So what would it be like if you reframed it so you're thinking about your soulmate clients and about how you can help them in the deepest, most powerful way? Yeah, brilliant. So Anna, I've got a day to myself on Sunday. I can't wait. I love those little pockets of time when you can be utterly selfish and just focus on your own things. So yeah, definitely take opportunity of that. So that's number 2, is be proactive this week in selling to your warm audience. And the third one is, here I am saying, come on, trust me, let's be proactive in your selling. So let's make it exciting for you and your audience. And the third element is to really create and craft an offer that's got some really juicy calls to action. So that could be about your pricing, it could be about payment options, it could be about the bonuses, it could be about a number of different things that really get you excited, that gives you a framework. What I want for you to do is, like, at the end of today, to know the offer that you're going out there and you're selling and creating. And you give yourself a time frame. Maybe just say that this offer is only available, it's only on the table until Friday. And just start to use that time frame to go out there and really get very, very excited about creating it as a juicy option for your audience. So any questions about these 3 strategies? So let me just review what they are. Number 1 is to choose a product or a service, whether it's new or something you've done before, that you love and your audience wants as well. Number 2 is be proactive in your selling to your warm audience this week. And number 3 is to create amazing calls to action so that they cannot absolutely resist you. And that leads me into talking about the graceful hustle. And I'm going to be doing a live stream about this later on today over my page, Rachel Smith Business Grow. But I'll be talking about the graceful hustle as a methodology that I use in my business and lots of my clients use as well. So we always think about hustle being a hard hustle, but to me, hustle feels masculine. And I don't mind a bit of a hustle, actually. I don't mind a bit of a gentle hustle that I'm talking about today, where you get into your flow and you start to be very clear about what it is that you're going out there and creating. So I'm going to be doing a live stream later on today. So look out for that, where I'll be describing a little bit more about my methodology behind the graceful hustle. But what I've opened up is the opportunity for 5 women to come forward and actually work with me privately for 6 weeks. So this is for you if you kind of got to a point with your business where you really want to make more sales, that you're ready to create amazing opportunities for your audience. You want to be nurturing those relationships, and then you want to be creating, launching, and selling very proactively in your business. And ultimately, you want to be working with more clients and generating more income, but in a really graceful, easy way. And I very rarely make my one-to-one coaching available. They come in all sorts of different ways. I very rarely promote it. But this is an opportunity for you over a 6-week period to kind of come in, work with me, and be really deeply supported to craft a success over the next 6 weeks, that then you understand what works really well in your business. And during those 6 weeks, you will be overcoming challenges, obstacles, you'll be building a brilliant, really robust mindset, you'll be understanding more about your relationship with money, and you will be in a completely different kind of place in 6 weeks' time. So once that work is completed and you've got used to calling sales in a way that works really brilliantly for you, you'll be able to continue to do that as well. So this is for you if you know that you really do need that kind of one-to-one support to help you stop procrastinating, to give you that focus, to give you that clarity, for you to have somebody who you can turn to and say, oh, when you're having a wobble, or somebody to give you some fresh ideas or some motivation or some inspiration to keep going and actually start to generate momentum and traction in your business. So for 6 weeks, private coaching to get you to generating epic results, you can come and do that for as little as £266.66 over a 3-payment plan. So it's £800 altogether for 6 weeks private coaching, which is actually going to move you from where you are right now to where you want to be. So in 6 weeks' time, your business will look very different. So if you know that this is for you, I'll post up the details, the link in the comments below so you can have a look at that. Just PM me. Let's get into a conversation and let's start looking at that. I'm going to be really, really honest and let you know that I've already got people considering this right now. So if you have heard me talking about the graceful hustle, if you resonate with what I'm saying, if you're interested in exploring that, just PM me. Let's get into a conversation. You will not get a hard sell from me because I need this to be a right fit for you, and I most certainly need it to be a right fit for me too. So it's definitely a win-win. So I want to hear from you about what you are going to go forward with your graceful hustle this week to generate in sales. And if you understand this is something that you need to be bringing into your business, but you need clarity about what it is that you're doing and how you're doing it and all of those things, have a look at the graceful hustle, see if this is the right solution for you and your business right now. Okay, let me know how you get on with your ideas for maximising your sales this week, and I look forward to speaking with you during the week. Bye for now.